I think that's the Beatles said that, right?
What did the Beatles say?
That tea is all you need.
I think you're right.
Okay.
Yes.
Because they were
Tea's
British, so
all
that's probably
you
what
need.
it.
Do, 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 do. Tea is all you need. Yeah, I think that's the song. You're right.
hmm hmm
Well, welcome everyone to episode 12 of
Unreal.
Millennial Mom Thoughts. Holy cow, 12 weeks. That's wild.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Why, yes, it
Oh,
is wild. I agree. That
like I
is,
saw your
you said
face
well.
like, oh no, what did I say? It's like I didn't give you space to do your intro. My
I
bad.
did it. I found space. It's all
You
good.
did. Thank you.
hmm
Yeah, but 12.
And on the day of recording, I need to wish you a happy Lily's second birthday.
I
That is
know.
absolutely unreal. How are you? How was the day? How is the
It's
birthday queen?
it's wonderful. It's strange. Yeah, she's 2. It just I don't know. That came real fast, but then it didn't. I don't know. Anyways,
Mhm.
it's the constant. It's a really long, it feels like it takes forever, and then it gets here and then it's really
Uh-huh.
fast.
Uh-huh.
Um, but we started our morning. We went out for breakfast at Cracker Barrel,
Ooh,
which was,
special.
yeah, basically I did not want to dirty 1,000 pans and
hmm
dishes. So I was like, we can go out. We never ever go out to eat ever. And so I thought, well, this is obviously a very special day, and because she's older, she can handle it better.
Yeah.
So
What'd she
I don't
get?
have to.
Pancakes?
So Camden and Lily split a regular entree. We did not opt for the kids menu option,
Wow.
mostly because I don't want rainbow sprinkles and whipped cream on everything. Like
Why
that doesn't
not?
interest
I'm
me.
just kidding.
Ew, no, I don't like sprinkles. Not that it's about me, but I already knew the leftovers were coming home anyways, so I don't want leftovers with sprinkles.
I love that. Proactive.
So we opted to have them split the grandma's sampler.
Ooh,
And so they did French toast. And since I had ordered pancakes, Lily got some of my pancakes.
nice.
Camden had some French toast. And then yeah, all the good stuff, the
That
hash
sounds
brown
amazing.
casserole, scrambled eggs, and
hmm
Camden is a big fan of bacon. So
Oh,
he
he
got,
has entered that era.
oh, he's been in
He's
that
that's
era.
his
Yeah,
okay. Okay.
bacon, if that, yeah, that's been a favorite for a while. Lily appreciates it too, but
Okay. Anyway, let me
came
not
home,
interrupt your
did
good job.
presents. No, the standard stuff. I made, well, the backdrop,
hmm
as I know you're aware of, for anyone who's not aware of the insanity that I decide to do. I make these photo backdrops, and I made one last year for Lily. I make them out of well, I used to do crepe paper,
hmm
but then I stepped up my game quite a bit, and now I cut plastic tablecloths into strips. This might make no sense to anyone, and that's fine, but they look beautiful.
hmm
And then I loop them on this like chicken wire, fencing stuff. It's plastic, not wire, but anyways, I made one for Lily last year, and it was not big enough. So I expanded it this year and made it wider, and it was perfect. So got that out, opened presents. She loved it. Camden helped quite a bit with the opening. He really wanted to be a good big
Uh,
brother and help open. And yeah, and then played, and she took a nap, and Brian taught a student, and I went off to tutor and came back and played for a little while longer, and here we are.
perfect day.
Yeah, it was a great day.
Good.
Great day.
Good. I think this is the first time I have sat down all day, and I'm like hardly
Oh,
even kidding. It's
yeah,
just been go,
there
go,
are
go. We
days like
started we
that.
we started with a little family walk or hike, went out to Farmdale, walked, and then got
Oh,
out, got
fun.
coffee, so that was great. And then I feel like ever since I've just been cleaning and cooking and cooking and cleaning and grocery shopping and doing the laundry and doing all these things that like I honestly I feel very fulfilled and glad to have done, and actually going into this week
Yeah.
feeling a little bit more on it because yeah, being sick from those basically since the last time we talked was when I was like, oh no, I'm starting to come down with something, and then
As
it
I
in
coughed.
fact felt
Anyways, but
all
you're
good.
feeling
I'm feeling better. Felt up
better.
to
Okay.
bopping around the house all
Yeah, so
day and
doing all your
let alone
stuff.
wrangling a baby who is now she's still not crawling, but she is backwards scooting
Ooh, it's
like oh
close.
yeah, yes, no, she
It is
is
so close.
uh-huh, and she's so proud of herself. She just goes. It's so cute. We love
That's
it.
fun. I
Yeah.
like when they are like, "Oh, I can move myself somewhere else
Uh-huh.
in this room. This is
Uh-huh.
amazing."
Over there, you say? Sure, here I go. Whoop, 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 whoop. It's the
Oh
funniest
my
thing.
gosh.
But
Wow.
yes. And she is going to be 8 months
It happens.
on Friday.
Yeah,
So it's
happens
finally time to
fast.
get her a smartphone.
Helen, have you
Wait,
listened to nothing
what?
that we've
Yeah,
talked
it's
about?
wait until eighth. Wait until the eighth month, right?
Oh,
I've
Helen.
been waiting to make this joke all day. I
Have
tried it
you?
out early. Yeah, I tried
You
it out
thought
on Mitch
about it?
earlier, and I was like, I gotta bring this on the pod tonight. I
I
can't
love
wait.
that you rehearsed your
I feel like I have
joke.
another joke too, but I currently can't remember it. So
That's all right.
stay tuned. It
This
may or
might
may
be
not make it up.
it's a one joke episode.
It's yep. Everything else
It's
very
all
serious.
downhill from here,
Uh-huh.
folks. No,
100%.
just kidding. Just kidding. Yeah,
Please keep
good days.
listening. Yeah,
Good
good.
days.
Good. Yeah. And it's still warm, but it's
I
fall. It looks
know.
fallish.
We went to Ackerman Farm
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that I should
That's right.
my our annual, this was our third annual and unfortunately final
Hmm.
due to the Ackerman Farm ceasing to operate at the end of this season
R.I.P.
as a kind of commercial spot. But um yeah, the day before Lily was born, that's where we went,
Hmm.
just Camden and I. And then the following year took Lily and it was great. And so we thought, I thought Camden didn't have input on this, although I know he would be excited to do it anyways. I thought, let's go. It's a nice day. And then actually one of Camden's school friends, um, because I put it on the WhatsApp kindergarten group. Um, and so one of his friends was able to come and they're not from here. I think they've only lived here, I think she said a year now. Um, they met up with us and it was fun. We got to walk around and I pulled them all three in the wagon, in one of the
Oh my
wagons, and just
gosh.
walked around the pumpkins and
That's great.
it was cute. So a
Yeah.
nice
Well,
fun
maybe
farm day.
your kids will be a good age for Roths next year, which I know is it's
Yeah.
pricey. It's
I was
not a
gonna
free
say
thing like Ackerman's, but for like a special occasion where we're
yes.
going out and doing
We've
our pumpkin patch
gone.
day. Yeah, it's
We
fun out
like it.
there. Yeah.
I will probably I just they're right down the street from our
Yeah.
house. It's so
Yeah.
close. I love it.
Hmm.
But like and obviously we've gone out together. I do love Christ Orchard. I think it's
Hmm.
really sweet. They don't have the pumpkin set up like
Yeah.
Ackerman does where you can sit on the bales of anyways.
Hmm. Hmm.
So the photos next year
Yeah.
on October 4th will be different. Well, and I can't even go to Christ next year. I already looked it up on the calendar. It's a Sunday
Oh
and they're not
no.
open on Sundays. So, gonna have to find an
Improvise.
alternative.
You're gonna have to
Yeah.
make your own pumpkin patch in your backyard, is what I'm
Oh
hearing.
my gosh.
Don't
I
even
know.
tempt you.
No, I can't grow
I
anything
know.
except for weeds. It's like there's nothing happening back there. That's oh well. One day
One
I
day.
might have a green thumb. But
Absolutely.
yeah.
Well, anything else? You've got your film screening tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had six and then one woman emailed me and said she was sorry, but she couldn't attend. Something else came up. But she if I well, I do plan to have another one. She said she would like to come to the other
Awesome.
one. I won't say who,
Mm.
but I did contact all of the school board members and invited them because I thought this might be something of interest
Mm-hmm.
and just wanted a chance to, offer it to decision makers, if you
Mm-hmm.
will, in our community. And one of them RSVP'd yes. So I'm
Awesome.
excited and hope that they come. I see no reason why they wouldn't unless something comes up. But
Right.
I thought that was pretty cool. So
Yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
that
Good for
can kind of
you.
get the ball rolling on some
For
other
sure.
stuff.
Good. 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 Good.
So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm a little
I
nervous,
was gonna say,
but
have you gotten the link yet? You said you're gonna pre-screen it. Have
yes.
you watched it?
I have not. So
Okay.
I think I was supposed to get the link yesterday and
Mm,
then it wasn't there. And so I emailed last night, hey, I haven't gotten this. Is there somewhere else? And I knew the spot I was supposed to check and it wasn't
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And so she sent it to me. And so I checked it today just to see that it would play and it did. But now it's like it's
Yeah.
Sunday night. I don't know that I have a chance to watch it.
Yeah.
So I guess I will be watching it for the first time with everyone else, which
Yeah.
is fine.
Yeah.
And there's not a ton of time for me to talk afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Because I could only get over there by 6:30, with Brian his work
Yeah.
schedule. So the film itself is, I think, an hour and 15
Mm.
minutes, and I have the room for an hour and a half.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
the discussion piece, which I would have liked to have more, but
Mm-hmm.
library closes at 8, and I've been there at
Yes.
8 o'clock before,
Yeah.
and you do not want to
Yeah.
make the library ladies mad. Absolutely
Yeah.
not. I'm there enough that I'm gonna have to see them, and I don't need
uh,
anyone mad at me.
oh,
So yeah,
that
right at
brings back
8,
good
gotta get
memories.
out. But maybe some parking lot discussion
There you
could
go.
potentially happen.
Or perhaps continuing the conversation through many of
Yes.
the online communities that are
Yes.
part of and facilitate, which maybe brings us to our topic in a way for
Yes.
today,
Good
which
good
is
segue.
internet, a place of connection or isolation. Um,
Could
which
be a
was
little bit of
apparently
both.
a potential episode title, a potential topic I wrote somewhere around 12 weeks ago when we were just kind
Yeah.
of brainstorming and listing out potential ideas for episodes. And I hold to it that I think this is a good topic, a good conversation for us to have. But looking at my
Yeah.
own notes, I have something about Helen's first time feeling FOMO before FOMO was a thing. And I'm really hoping, or I was hoping that like you had written that and you would remind me what that story was, but clearly that's just something I wrote 3 months ago.
No.
It may be the time I busted my lip because I
Oh,
couldn't go play when I didn't play with my friends, and then
okay.
my dad had to. I think I shared that story before when he took me to the playground.
Oh,
That
yeah,
may have
to the
been what I had in
playground.
mind, but I have other FOMO things I can talk about too. But
Oh, yeah, who doesn't?
yeah, exactly, exactly. Because we want to start by kind of going back to early memories of online community, thinking about, yeah, the fact that the internet in many ways can be a place to form bonds, to meet people or to
Totally.
connect with people or to,
Meet
either
your husband.
create or meet your husband. Yes,
Yeah.
100%. To creep on your husband.
Duh. That's required.
This is the point, right? Like that
Yeah.
is what the internet is for.
Gotta
Um,
Google him.
and at the same time, perhaps a place of isolation as well.
Yes.
So
Also that.
that's certainly some tension there. What are some of your earliest memories of the internet as a place of community? Because I guess also the reason was that this was an excuse for me to hear about something you have alluded to, which is
Yeah.
an NSYNC newsletter. So tell
Well,
me all about this.
and it's perfect timing to bring this up, seeing as how NSYNC just celebrated their 30th year anniversary,
Crazy.
which is wild to me because I forget. So Justin and I are 6 years apart. He was born in 80. And I am,
Timberlake.
yep, Justin Timberlake. I sorry that I didn't use his full name.
Is
Justin
it
Randall
okay?
Timberlake,
I was
by the
like, I don't.
way.
Oh wait, this is who
Yeah.
you're referring to though.
Yeah, Justin
Okay,
Timberlake.
okay. I was like,
Yeah,
well,
he was
maybe one of your Jay cousins or something.
no, well, that's a good point. Yeah, there are a lot of J's. I only know Justin's birthday because it's the same as my dad's.
Gotcha.
So every year, of course, for my dad's birthday, I'd give a shout out to Justin Timberlake, at least for the past 30 years. No. Yeah, so NSYNC is 30. So I don't know how I learned to do this. Oh man, I wish I had a copy from my AOL
Hmm.
email. And I don't know which one. It had to have been my second one. My very first AOL like screen name email
Hmm.
that my cousin Ellie helped me set up because we didn't have internet at my house yet, but they had it at theirs at my cousin's house. And do you know the Missy Elliott song, I can't stand the rain?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh My first screen name was Superfly 768 because I loved that Missy Elliott song, Me, I'm Superfly, Super Duper Fly. So that was my first screen name.
That's
Um,
incredible.
and then it moved to what is still like my Instagram handle,
Mm.
Jordy8626.
Wow.
Very
See,
original
now
with
that
the year and the day I was born.
I'm
You're,
impressed you're limited to just two though, because I went through, I mean, my first and like most long-standing screen name was Lil Rivs fan. That's Lilrivs after the Peoria Rivermen, our
oh, okay. I
local
didn't know what the
my
ribs
do
was.
you call it
Okay.
minor league hockey
Oh, I don't
team
know.
who in 1999 won the Kelly Cup championship. So it was like a really big deal.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
I was a Lil Rivs fan. Um, and then I had chili Frito pie 21,
Chili
chili,
Frito pie.
which is what we called like walking
Okay.
tacos, is what I've seen more
Oh,
people call them. But on our
okay.
school lunch
Yeah.
menu, it was called chili Frito pie. And I thought it was the best lunch ever and makes for a good screen name.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Uh-huh.
Did you have any numbers on it or was it just chili
No, okay.
Frito
Can
pie?
you
No one
imagine that?
else had
No,
taken
or
it.
no. I think I did have a 21. No one had Lil
Okay.
Ribs fan, but I did have Chili
Okay.
Frito Pie 21. I don't know if that's needed the number or
Right.
it's just my favorite number.
It's so
Um,
original that
mhm.
that's how you know you got a good screen name. And if you kept it, because if there were no
Yes.
numbers, that
Yeah.
means literally nobody else had it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Gone are those days.
But I know that like that was just a thing we would do is like, oh, time to make a new screen name. And I made a bunch of new ones.
Oh,
But then I would always like go back to Lil Ribs fan until finally settling on H Plev 2193, which is as
okay.
boring as it can
Yeah.
get. But
Well, that's me too.
yeah.
It's day and year. You,
Yeah.
well,
Now I'm Hellcat Plevka, which I'm always like, that's probably not
yes.
professional, and I probably should change
I
that.
mean, they
But
might think it's like your first and middle name.
yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, Helen Catherine or
Uh-huh.
Helen. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So
No,
I don't know that it's
it's really just I think it's
unprofessional.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably should have kept, I wish I could still log in as good old Superfly, but
I had a friend
Jordy,
whose
Jordy
her like
8626.
long-standing Gmail was Frog Eater. And so she would once she I think it was finally like applying to jobs, she was like, I should make a new
Yeah.
email, right?
Oh, this person seems totally qualified. Let me email them. Oh, our email's frog eater. Next. We're out.
Oh my gosh. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah, with email. So I believe it was through my Jordy email, but at AOL. That I can no longer access. I lost that password years and years ago. It's probably shut down anyways. Um, I established a fairly well followed from what I can recall. Uh, I don't know if it was weekly. It had to have been. I don't think I would have waited a whole month because I was too impatient. So probably a weekly newsletter that was just pictures of NSYNC that I had found on the internet. And where I found those pictures, I don't know. It is burned in my brain that someone replied back to me saying, "Where did you get these pictures? I've never seen them before." Like
oh my
some other
gosh.
fellow NSYNC
Yeah.
fan. So instead of doing my homework, I was religiously searching the internet for NSYNC pictures every week and saving them to not they weren't floppy disks, although I did use floppy disks. They were those like not zip disks either. What am I thinking of? They're still squares, but they were
Hmm.
thicker squares.
Thicker squares. But it's not a
Yeah, it
floppy
wasn't a
disk.
floppy disk, but
But
they
it
were
goes
like,
into the computer.
yeah, yeah. And I don't think it's a zip drive. Gosh, I've even
No.
forgotten. I had tons of them. And they were probably like 256 meg, or, something's
Yeah.
it's not even a gig
Hmm.
because data was just anyways.
Well, let me
Um
Google search big, thick square. See what comes up. Just
I
kidding.
just and it had a little metal piece that slid,
Yeah.
like a I'm sure my dad just had a ton of them.
But it
Who
was
knows
like
how
big. It was thick. Because there were those
it
like
was
little
yeah,
micro
not a
thingamajig.
tiny
Yeah.
thing. Um, if my iPhone was a square, it would be like that. Like that size
Hmm.
instead of a rectangle. But
Anyway.
yeah, filled a bunch of those. full of NSYNC pictures. I mean, good grief, those are probably still at my parents' house. If I had some tool to unlock them, I'm sure all those pictures are on there.
You could get it
But
back going.
probably,
And
yeah.
how old were you at the time, by the way?
This was probably maybe eighth grade. This
Mm,
was probably eighth grade. I don't know that it would have been. I don't know that I even knew or was dedicated to NSYNC in seventh. It was probably eighth and ninth
mhm,
grade.
mhm.
But there was like a subscribe button. Like,
Yeah.
how did I don't know how to do that now. How did I get a
Because
subscribe
we all
button
knew
in
how
my
to do
email?
like
It was like
HTML. We were,
coding. Yeah,
yeah,
it was
yeah,
totally coding.
for a
I
brief
no
period of
one taught me
time.
that. Nobody taught me that. I
Mhm.
learned it somehow on the internet, but
Hmm. Yeah,
yeah,
don't ask me how to do that now, but there was like
I
just a
know.
brief snippet of time where everyone was like really good at coding.
Yeah. It's like I know how to do
I
that.
could make a
Sure.
background neon and do a little
Yeah.
rainbow and sparkles on it. Absolutely.
So,
But
yeah, that was one way. Now, I didn't interact, like it's not like we people talked to me. It was just I sent out this thing
mhm.
other than the one person I remember saying, "How did you get all these pictures?" Oh, I had an unsubscribe button too. I remember that now.
Wow.
Like there were
Yeah.
options at the bottom
Well, that's
before
kind of
that
you.
was a thing.
Hmm.
How did these people find me? I have no idea.
Uh,
How did you find some random person's email address sending in sync pictures out?
uh, I think it's
I
very
just
cool though.
It's probably before. When was Google? I don't know. It was probably before Google. I was just
Yeah.
on like
AOL
photo
search.
sites. Yeah. Ask
Actually, I just said the
Jeeves.
words AOL search and I could picture. Wasn't it like a little triangle with the
Yeah.
world in it and a little
Yeah.
clicker arrow? Yeah.
You've got
Yeah. And
mail.
there were like I feel like that was part of AOL had some like prominent features that were, the chat rooms at which we've talked a bit about the
Yeah.
some of the
Well, yeah,
dangers over
speaking of
there. But
isolate or not isolation,
mhm.
just creepy, just
Just
creepy.
creep.
That should have
Yeah.
been the other option. Connection, isolation, or creepy.
Just creepy. Yeah, there's plenty of that out there.
Oh yeah.
For sure. But yeah.
There you have it. That was my journey to pre-coding stuff. I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No, and it is interesting because even if you didn't have like direct interactions with these people other than the one person telling you how awesome
Yeah.
you are, um, I'm sure it still created a feeling of community, of belonging, of knowing
Yeah, I
that there
liked
are
it. I
people
liked
out
it.
there who have this shared, you know,
Yeah.
shared interest,
Before
shared
before
fandom.
before
Uh-huh.
likes were a
Uh-huh.
thing. It's like, oh, people
Yeah.
subscribe to
Yeah.
this.
And it reminds me too, I'm sure your kids are not yet K-pop Demon Hunter age, I would
I
imagine, but
have
have you
no
heard of
idea what
this
you
movie?
just
You
said.
have, oh my
No.
gosh, but you're so
What?
online. You're,
Yeah, but you know what
but
my
I know,
algorithm is
that's
feeding
fair.
me
That's
now.
fair.
It's all stop using the internet
Yeah.
or stop
That's
using
right.
social media.
That's right.
Not
Okay.
the internet, but stop using social
But
media.
keep
So I
scrolling so we can tell you more about it.
exactly.
Um,
It's a
no, well,
double-edged
it's
sword.
it's a movie. It's on Netflix right now. It's an animated
Oh.
movie about a girl K-pop band, and everyone's been talking about it. We finally watched it. It's so good. And it is a lot about like
Oh.
fandom and stuff. And I
Okay.
would say like the positives of, like loyalty to a band and
Good to know.
the power of music to bring us together,
I
perhaps.
haven't been
But there's
on
also
Netflix for a
demons.
while.
So
Yeah, so
yeah.
I've just missed it because
Yeah.
I haven't opened Netflix in a
Yeah.
bit. I decided to rewatch ER
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
the
I think you
entire
did tell me that. Yeah.
it's been months now, and
There's a
I'm not
lot
to
of
the
it.
end. I'm not. Everyone was on this show. Stanley Tucci just showed up. I
Oh my
had no
God.
idea and he's like a recurring character that he was on ER. I had no idea. Sally Field was on it. Like everybody was on ER. It's probably like Law and Order, where it's like everybody has a cameo, where everyone is somebody that gets murdered. Anyways,
Oddly enough, what you just said did connect to the original story I think I intended to share
oh,
here with
yes.
an early experience of feeling isolated online.
Yes.
Although
Yeah.
that wasn't online, the
Okay.
time when my friends were going to the park and I didn't get to go, and then I begged my dad to take me and I went and busted my lip open. And what I remember is getting home, he like whipped the shirt off of his back and like held it up to my mouth to stop bleeding, blah blah blah. Get
Yeah.
home and my brother had a friend over And when my dad told them that we needed to take Helen to the ER, the stinker was like, "Oh, is she gonna be on the show? Helen's gonna be on ER." And it was like, dude, not the time.
Read the
Like,
room.
I'm bleeding profusely with a
Oh my
button-down
gosh.
t-shirt on, or I don't even know what it was,
Yeah.
on my face. Yeah. But anyway,
Wow.
so that was that FOMO, but m more so on the online. I did think of, I want to say it was junior high or early high school times, especially when friend groups were kind of shifting, at least for me. I had this group that I went into junior high with who were mostly my Lincoln School friends, and then I was in
Yeah.
band, so I started making band friends, and things just shift and change over time, especially at that age as you're figuring yourself out. But I had this one group of friends all from Lincoln School that I you know, continued to pal around with from time to time, but I was also branching into some other friend groups. But all that to say that I got an invitation on Facebook, like a Facebook invite to a friend's birthday party. But for some reason, I was kind of like, but is this really for me? Like, I don't know. I don't
Oh.
remember why it seemed out of the blue or why I like asked another friend, "Hey, are you going to this birthday party?" Maybe it was that also I hated going to things by myself, Like I
Yeah. Well, yeah.
always needed a buddy to do things with, so I just didn't want to go out to this friend's. I really don't remember the reasoning, but I remember that my who I thought was a slightly closer friend replied and said, "No, I think that's just like a family thing. I don't think that's really.
Uh-oh.
I think it's a family party." Yeah, so you can tell
Oh
exactly
no.
where this
Yep.
story is
I
going is that
can.
24 hours later, the photos appear on Facebook of
Oh
this
no.
friend group minus Helen having the time of their lives at this birthday party. And yeah, it was devastating, honestly,
Oh,
and
totally.
like girls suck. Everyone
They
has about
do.
80 gajillion stories like this, but I remember that one just like really cutting deep and being like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay. So I guess we're lying to each other now." It's not just like
Oh.
avoiding or
Yeah.
whatever, but
Yeah.
it's like you told
It's
me
just a
you weren't
lie.
going because it was a family party and clear, yeah, so just and
When
then
when did you get
and then
when did
clearly
you have
not caring because then they
Oh,
put all
well,
these
yeah.
pictures up.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
or
just
not caring,
put
or
it out
just
there for
not
the
even
world to
being a
see.
second thought that I would be an audience to that. Yeah. Yeah. What were you gonna ask though?
I was gonna ask, do you remember what grade level you had Facebook,
I
like when
guess
that started
I mean,
for
if it were
you?
Facebook, I got Facebook my freshman year of high school,
Okay.
but it may have been MySpace. It might
Oh,
have been a junior high. I don't remember when I got MySpace, either seventh or eighth
okay.
grade. Yeah, the details are a little foggy, a little blurry, probably blurred by the tears in my eyes. But I
Oh
do, I
no. Yeah.
remember and like trying to explain that to my mom because I think I did, I think trying to explain on the one side, like, well, I got invited to this party, but I don't think I'm really invited. And she said that it's a family thing, but she sent me a Facebook invite, but I don't want to go by myself because I think she was offering to like go drive me out there, drop me off, but like I don't want to go by myself.
Yeah.
And then yeah, apparently glad I didn't because that probably would have been, I don't know, would it have been worse?
Awkward.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But just that, I don't know, that gut feeling of like seeing the pictures online where you weren't part of it. And
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I didn't have that because like I've talked
Hmm.
about, I Facebook came out in '04, and so that's when I got it. I was a freshman in college. And I do think about, gosh, what if I would have had. Now, I did have MySpace, but I
Hmm.
really don't feel like MySpace was even used for photos in that way.
Hmm.
It really wasn't. It was like you had a profile picture of yourself,
Hmm.
but I don't think it had photos in the way that Facebook shared
Yeah,
photos. Even Facebook
yeah,
didn't have photos like that in the beginning.
right.
It was just your profile picture. But
Hmm.
I feel like that is, regardless of the the way you find out, now it's social media,
Hmm.
but being left out of something
Yeah.
is kind of a rite of passage. And you
Hmm.
remember it.
Hmm.
It stings. It doesn't feel good. But I, even though in the moment I'm sure it's awful, I I do feel like it's something that you have to experience so that
Hmm.
you know, I don't know, maybe that sounds terrible, but like I remember being left out of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And I would find out either because somebody talked about it or in one now that it's funny, I'm now my memory has been jogged. My elementary school best friend lived right behind me, and she only lived there, I think it was just maybe like 3 or 4 years. We met in second grade. But I remember, and she had a trampoline. We weren't allowed to do trampolines. Um, and she had a trampoline, and there were friends over, and I would I'm like peering through the gate. Our
Hmm.
yards literally backed up to each other, but we had big tall pine trees that you had to
Hmm.
walk through. And I'm like, oh, they're all over there. All
Hmm.
like everybody's there, and
Hmm.
I didn't get invited. And I don't think they knew the thing that my parents didn't want me on a trampoline either.
Hmm.
So so I was purposefully not invited.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that didn't feel good. That stung. But it also, like, I had to learn how to get past it
Hmm.
and learn that, okay, maybe they're not actually
Yeah.
my good
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not willing to hang out with
Hmm.
me, or in your case, like lie to you and then go do the thing that they said they weren't going to do,
Hmm.
like, you figure out who is a friend and who is not.
Yeah.
So I think
100%.
that's important. I think it's just magnified by a
Hmm.
billion when it's, hey, this, as I'm scrolling through my feed and I see people that are hanging out with me and
Hmm.
seemingly having this wonderful, perfect time, and I'm
Hmm.
not there.
No,
It's like, yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And that's, I feel like that was a lesson that took me a long time to learn too, because now memory
Yeah.
also jogging to where, in fact, the same friend that I had asked about, are you going to the party, who lied to me and told me, that same person, like a number of years prior, just like randomly decided to hate me, as again, girls do in junior high. It just
Oh,
you wake
it's
up
the
one morning and you're not
worst.
friends, but I would still go. I volunteered a Sunday school with this family, and she made me just sit in the corner and was like, "Don't talk to the kids.
Oh
Don't."
my gosh,
Yeah,
Helen.
I know. I know. In retrospect, it's like, good
Wow.
Lord, yeah. And then there I
At
was crawling
church of
back, and
all
then and
places.
and I should say we are also pen pals to this day. So you know what? People
Oh my
grow and
gosh, are
change,
you?
and
That
that's
is
maybe
amazing.
one of my like character flaws is that I'm always
Now, is this a
actually.
story that's come up with said pen pal? Like, does she
No,
know?
not yet. No, 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 no.
Oh, well, she's gonna maybe find
I
out
actually very
now.
much owe a letter. It's been sitting on my desk for a long time, but
Is she
I
a listener
hope
of the
she's
show?
not that I know of. But if she is, hello.
Her
Life
next letter
life
to
is
be
crazy.
Helen. I never.
Life is so complex, though, is the thing. But
It is.
my
It
what I
really
have
is.
come to terms with, so you know, Mitch can hold a grudge with the best of them, but forgive and or
Forgive and forget, but
forgive and forget.
I'll
I'll
forgive, but I will
never
never
forget. Yes,
forget.
that
I'm the same.
mine, but mine is that forget and forgive. Like I just forget things happened, and so
Oh,
then I
you don't hold
forgive
on
them
to
because
it.
I don't even remember why
Oh,
I was
see,
mad in the first place.
I'm a stewer.
Forget and forgive.
I stew, but it's not good. It's not
Yeah,
good for
no.
me.
Yeah,
I've been working on it
yeah, good.
over many years, but
Hmm.
yeah, I don't forget. If
Yeah.
you if you cross me or wrong me, which thankfully does not happen very much at all in my life at least at this stage.
Yeah,
Um,
no. I just have a
but
wonky memory sometimes. I literally saw like a dent in my car the other day. Then I was like, did I know that that's there? I
oh.
think I know that that's been there for a while. Is this? I don't think it's new. Was it my fault? What did I do? I feel like that was probably.
Listen, I
Yeah, it's
literally forget in the shower, did I just shampoo or
yes.
condition? I have no idea. I have no idea. And then I have to do it all over again. Like, that's probably not a good sign for my brain, but I'm so deep in thought or going
Yes.
through other stuff.
Yes.
And I'm like, I remember putting my hands in my hair, which means I probably did shampoo, but then did I do step two of condition? I don't know.
Mm. Do
So
you
usually some,
shampoo once or twice? Do you lather, rinse, repeat, or
oh,
just once?
Just once.
Oh,
Do you multi-shampoo?
sometimes I multi-shampoo, yeah. Sometimes I only
What?
get suds the second time around. Like I don't get
I
bubbles the
didn't
first.
know.
And the bottles say sometimes lather,
They
rinse,
just
and
want you to
repeat.
use more product, Helen.
I
It's a
well,
lie.
well, but maybe then they alter it too, because sometimes you do the first round and that like gets the dirt out,
Ugh.
and then the second one like makes I don't know. I
Oh
read the
no.
bottles. That's what I'm doing in the shower is
I
reading
have
the label.
never read a shampoo bottle in my life. I'm not kidding. I might have accidentally, but I've never thoroughly read a shampoo or conditioner bottle.
Okay. And well,
I,
this takes me into our
yeah,
next topic in a way, because I also have this problem
naturally.
called I have to read everything, as in like
Okay.
every email that I
Um,
read every single email, everything that comes across, and like certainly my habits with social media are different because it is impossible to read everything because it's
yeah. Well,
so
there's no
fleeting
beginning,
and there's
middle,
no
or
beginning, there's
end.
no end. But
Yeah.
you invited me to join the smartphone for the FFC, the SF,
Smartphone free childhood
thank you,
US. Yep.
WhatsApp group. And I was like, oh yeah, you were talking about this. It sounds great. Ba ba ba. Jump in, looked around, and almost immediately was like, "No, not for me. Not like in a good or bad, like
Well, did
a
anything
bad way.
show up for you? Because it's blank until you join.
Yes,
You
I did
don't get to
join. Yeah, yeah,
see
yeah. I
what's
got in there, at
which is
least just
kind of
in the main
frustrating.
one.
Yeah.
But then, and it wasn't like based on the content or the conversations or anything at all. I was like, I don't need another thing right now. And I
Yeah.
know that I
Yeah.
will see the notifications and I will
Oh, I've turned those
go and read
off.
them, even though
It's
I,
too
yeah.
much. It's too
And I think it's
much.
also like because my kid isn't yet, like
Yeah.
I've got an
You're not
8 month
totally
old,
in
so I'm
that
not
space.
quite yet in that space. So it's like I don't think I need this conversation going on in my like in my brain waves right now.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it is
I
in mine. It
yeah, no,
is
exactly. Yeah, 100%.
maybe
Um,
maybe
and I love
almost like
having
it's
these
too much.
conversations, but I think I'm trying to be more intentional lately about like, yeah, the content I consume or the
Totally.
conversations I enter myself into or
Yeah.
not. And thinking about that in terms of like online community as well, is that they can be infinite, but
Oh,
making
yeah.
some choices about where I want to
Yeah. I'd
um
be curious, I mean, assuming that it is still this active, in 5 years
mhm.
when Violet's in the I'm
Yeah.
going to kindergarten
Yes.
space or even
Yeah.
preschool,
Yeah.
in the next, 3 years.
Hmm.
I have found it so beneficial because I I read a lot more than I post. I'm not a frequent
Mm,
poster, but there has been stuff that I've either had a question about or some stuff even working with my students, been
mm,
like, "Hey, um, do you know what this thing is? Like, is there any conversation about this?" And so we talk about different apps or educational in heavy air quotes platforms that are being used and I've already gone on about just things being gamified and basically games that are being played in
mhm,
the name of education and it's not even really that educational. Um, but I have turned off notifications
mhm,
because there's too many people in it and even the
mhm,
like the I don't know if it's the welcome message or whatever it is like turn off notifications for this and just read it when you can
mhm.
because it's an ongoing 24/7 it can start to become a lot um
So
but
maybe I didn't read everything because I definitely didn't
no
read that, but I should.
well, and I've joined, I invited you to
Yes.
the national one, like
Hmm.
basically the home page, if you will, of WhatsApp for this group. And then actually, I don't remember all of them off the top of my head. But I'm in different like subgroups, or I guess they're called
Hmm.
communities. So I'm in the national group. That's what I invited you to. And then I'm
Hmm.
in one called EdTech. And then I'm in a book club one. And then I'm in a wait until eighth one. And then delaying smartphones. So there's different ones for different
Hmm.
topics just because, people have different things to share. But
Hmm.
yeah, I've learned a lot. And there's a lot of I think I mentioned before, there's a lot of really good dialogue that happens that
Hmm.
it's not Facebook. It's not the yelling at each other and I hate you, and
Hmm.
I'm just going to tell you why I hate you. It's there can be disagreements, and there have been, even though most people, because they're in that group, are
Yeah.
coming together
Yeah.
because of a common issue
Hmm.
that they want to learn
But there could
more.
still be multiple viewpoints and approaches within that
Oh yeah,
shared opinion
totally.
or shared. Yeah.
But
No, and
it
I hope that you
feels very
continue to,
respectful.
yeah, good, good.
Yeah.
I hope you continue to bring these insights
Yeah,
onto the
totally.
podcast and
I've
stuff. And
learned
I
a
hope
lot.
you understand why I was like, nope, not for me
Yes,
today.
absolutely.
Um, yeah, because I think I've been really trying to carve out more time for like longer form content
Yeah.
or just like
Yeah.
a handful of Substacks that I follow that those are emails I want to be when it comes through
Right.
my inbox, I want to have the time and bandwidth for those kinds of things and for books. Just I want to always want to be reading more books, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Although right
It
now
makes
I'm
sense.
this has nothing to do with much of anything, but I've been reading a novel in like 20-page increments every morning. That's like
Hey,
first thing I do during my morning pump is get out my book, get my 20 minutes to read, and
that's great. I should
I'm on
sub
to
that
the
in.
day.
I should do because I also want to do more reading.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the next book club book, which I did not have a chance to read the last one, they're reading Mary Shelley's,
Mm.
yeah, Frankenstein. So, and kind of drawing the parallels from that book to
Yeah.
things that are
Oh,
happening
cool.
right now. And I thought it's been so long since I have read that. I actually
Yeah.
would like to read it again, and I didn't appreciate it the first time I read
Uh-huh.
it.
Oh, dang. Well,
Um,
maybe I want to get back in now.
I'll send you just the book club link because then they do a Zoom where
Cool.
it's like whatever book that they've chosen. There's one meeting that they just talk about
Mm-hmm.
it, and you can join whether you've read the book or not because things are
Mm-hmm.
still relevant to the
Mm-hmm.
discussion. But um, I thought it would actually help me because well, you might remember, is it the freshman LA? Is it LA 9 or LA 10 that reads Frankenstein at the
Oh,
high
that
school?
must have changed since I mean, I never taught LA 10, but to my
It must,
knowledge, we
you know
didn't
what?
do
I think
that.
it is LA 10.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive because I had a student, unfortunately, who did not pass the first semester. Yeah, it was LA 10 because it's a
Mm-hmm.
semester, LA 10 in speech. Did not pass the first semester and then had to take it again. And then so we read, they
Yeah.
had to read
Yeah.
Frankenstein twice.
Yep.
So I should read it for
Yeah.
my sophomore students because
Absolutely.
that will be happening.
Well, that's fun. Good
Um,
book.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well, and that's what, I was thinking about other online communities that I am in or have been a part of. And especially through the
yeah,
pandemic, like a lot of my academic work and academic
yeah,
communities have
yeah,
formed and sustained like stayed online. Because I do think that the Zoom era opened up a lot of opportunities or just like exposed a lot more people
sure,
to this way of communicating, that has stuck around in some ways. Like I've been in a few different working groups, which is kind of like a book club or whatever, where we've come together once a month to talk about a book or an article or whatever topic or different kinds of collaboration and things online. I am so sad that this is no longer an active group, but I still keep in touch with some of the people. But I was in we called it, or they called it, I joined it, but it was called Teacher Church, only because we met on
oh,
Sunday mornings. And it
oh,
was local
yeah,
educators, most people in some way connected through ISU is kind of how I met these folks. But
okay,
then we also had a few people that they just like met at conferences and stuff in Washington
yeah,
State and all around the country. And we just get together for an hour through Zoom on Sundays and
that's
talk
awesome.
about teacher things. Yeah, it was fantastic. And I miss it so much. But yeah, so like there is that possibility. And I guess, the line perhaps to draw or distinction is like these non-social media spaces
I was
or,
just
or
gonna
like
think,
like
yeah, I was
yeah.
thinking it's not social media.
Yeah.
And I know we have certainly on the previous 11 episodes at least talked about numerous times now it's the harms. Well, definitely the
Hmm.
last episode when I brought everything down, talked about the harms of social
Hmm.
media, but I think internet, thinking about the internet, like it used to be a place that you went to.
Hmm.
You had to go to the computer, you had to go sit down and go like visit it. I know it's not
Hmm.
an actual place, but you had to go take yourself to a space to use it. And now it's just always with
There.
you,
Yeah.
and it's just a different way to access it. Plus, it's just so there's just so much more. I
Hmm.
mean, the internet that we grew up with is just not the internet today. And I get that things grow and change and of course
Mhm.
improve, but man, just the act of it not being something that's constantly
Mhm.
accessible in your pocket and then calls to you with notifications and buzzing
Mhm.
and all, all of and dings. It's something that you could leave and put away and it didn't
Mhm.
follow you and it didn't penetrate your thoughts as much.
Mhm.
Because the persuasive design wasn't a thing.
Mhm.
It didn't have that draw. I mean, I am sure there were people that were spending way too many hours in online chat rooms back
Right.
in the,
Yeah. Yeah.
late
Plenty
90s,
of
early
men in their
2000s.
mother's basements. Like,
Exactly. I'm sure that existed, but it wasn't making, at least to my knowledge, news coverage, quite
Mhm.
like this. And it wasn't being introduced into schools in such a
Mhm.
way like it is today. And, there weren't these personal devices that were just always on.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
that's an important distinction.
Mhm.
And I think it also helps with the argument that I am not anti-technology
Mhm.
because I agree the internet can be a place to connect.
Mhm.
And I still use it that way. But there's just so many other pieces to it that are complicated and dangerous for children. We're
Mhm.
adults, and so we're making
Mhm.
these decisions ourselves.
Mhm.
And children's brains, as we have also discussed, they're just not fully formed to
Mhm.
make important decisions
Yeah.
and sound decisions.
And
Their
sometimes those
brains
decisions are being made for them in that
exactly.
education tech space as well. That it's like, hey,
Yes.
you don't have an option but to engage in this way.
Right.
And
Right. Well, and even with algorithms,
yeah.
like how, when we talked last time, you're not really choosing
Mhm.
what you see because based on with social media, based on what it, I don't, I know it's not a person, but what it decides
Yeah.
that you see, you're not really in control of what you see. And
Mhm.
so for
Don
children,
Cheadle
that's
is.
there it is. Thank you for bringing Space Jam 2 back into.
Call back.
We might have to put that in every episode now. Is there a way to work Don Cheadle? God, he was probably on ER too, now that I
Oh
think
my
about it.
gosh.
I feel like he was in one of the episodes. I'm gonna have to go back and
That
look.
is hilarious.
I like Don Cheadle. Yeah, so I
Mhm.
just think it's different. And I know that I was a minor using the internet, um, but it wasn't something that followed me
Mhm.
around, and I not that I know of, I couldn't put pictures of myself on there. I don't know that that was even a capability of Instant Messenger when it first started. I don't
Mhm.
think sending pictures was a thing.
I don't think so.
Um,
You could make little profile, what did we call them? It wasn't a profile pic, a buddy icon. There
oh
were, but
yeah,
it wasn't like
yeah.
your
They
actual,
were
well, eventually,
pre-selected.
yeah, they were pre-selected. You could go to the online like people, like made these and then you could download
Oh, they were like little
and you could
avatar
yeah, and you
things.
could find the one that had
Yeah.
like brown hair and blue eyes and be like, it's
Yep.
me.
Oh man, I
And you
am
could put your
having a
name on it.
visual.
Yeah.
They're like
Yes.
pixelated.
Yes.
I think
Uh-huh.
I got one with jeans and like these
Uh-huh.
chunky boots and
100%.
brown hair.
Yes, you
Oh,
did.
I am
Yes.
seeing it
Yep.
in, I don't even need to look it up. I'm seeing it.
Uh-huh.
Wow, where did that get stored in my
Uh-huh.
brain that I'm able to pull it out now?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think it is still capable of having positives.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't use it if it didn't have
Yeah.
some positives. But again, an adult and I'm not gonna give it to my children. The current form of, social media, like that's just not something I'm going to give to my children until unless things are improved, the actual safety is improved and
Mm-hmm.
maybe there are finally those actual age not restrictions. What word am I trying to think? Verification.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
It's just so
if
unwieldy right now. Like, I feel like
yeah,
so many things have just accelerated so quickly beyond what we can even
yeah,
fathom. And
yeah,
you
and
think you
who knows
finally
what's
understand
coming
one thing,
next?
but there's about eight, yeah, just so many
Yeah,
other things that you can't even.
Well, and with AI,
Yeah.
again, I know I feel like we talk about AI every time, but it
Yeah, you
is
have
so
to.
rapidly
Yeah.
changing. It's different from last week. Like
Hmm.
things are different each,
Hmm.
it can be week to week. And so
Yeah.
there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
If anyone is not feeling overwhelmed right now, like that's, I would be surprised, it's just, there's just so
Well, and I
much.
think about unplugging. But
Yeah.
again, it's not going away. That's the other
Yeah.
thing. Whether I use it or not, like it's still there and it
Hmm.
still affects the society as a
Hmm.
whole, whether you personally use it or not.
Yeah.
And I think that's the other thing. It's like if there was a way to make it, it's just so divisive
Hmm.
because that's what gets attention online. That's what I guess feeds or the algorithm feeds or we feed. I
Hmm.
don't know. Just those hot or cold, on or off. It's like it's one extreme or the other.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I'm looking back kind of at other things that you wrote, I didn't, that you forgot about. Those like you put parasocial
Oh,
friendships,
yeah. Yeah.
and so thinking you're connected to someone that you're not
Hmm.
really. And I guess I might even have that now. Um, Probably with like Facebook. It's like we're friends
Mm.
on
Hmm.
Facebook, but it's not a real
Yeah.
friendship.
Have I ever told
You're
you my favorite? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean
Oh,
to.
no, go ahead. That was really it.
My
We're
favorite
friends on Facebook.
story. I think I wrote about it on my Substack at one point. So apologies
Oh,
if you've heard this before, but
I have read your Substack.
one time resonances at Substack or however
Yes,
you
please
I
plug
don't
it.
know what the URL even is. No, but my when Mama C, my mom's mom, my grandma was still alive. I remember being at her house. Hannah would have been in college. Hannah can fact check me on this one, but I
Please
imagine
do.
in college had Facebook, like, like so, and maybe I had Facebook at this point too. I probably did. I don't know what is time, but we were there and Hannah was talking about some like relation of some like a second cousin, someone's nieces, like someone who
Okay.
we had never met her before, or at least wouldn't have seen for a very long time. Like they were pretty distant, but Hannah knew something about her life and they were talking about it. And then Mama asked like, well, oh, when did you two talk? How do you know her? And the way that Hannah explained Facebook to my somewhere upper 80s-year-old grandma was, oh, we're friends on the computer. It's like
Yeah.
that's it. We're
How do you
friends on the
describe that to
computer. Yeah. How do you
somebody?
describe it to someone who doesn't? Yeah.
Right.
That the Facebook friend holds no meaning whatsoever. What could that possibly mean? Yeah. That
Right.
it is a person who I have clicked a button and they have also clicked a button to agree that we
Exactly.
will show up on a list of names with our
Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is wild. And I was thinking about the parasocial friendships too, or parasocial relationships, like with the, YouTubers or people I follow on Instagram as well,
Oh,
like
yeah.
more of the
Yeah.
influencer way, because the positives, right? Like I do get a lot out of that content. I get
Yeah.
inspiration, I learn, but at the same time, like I could tell you so much more about Allie Feller's cancer diagnosis and this, person in the running community who I follow and like I hang
Okay.
on to her every word as I like hear this journey because it's just so fascinating and heartbreaking to hear about every week. And like apparently my dad has a dental surgery tomorrow and I couldn't even tell you what that's all about. So it's
Right.
moments like that where it's
Yeah.
just like you because of the nature of this content as well. Like, it's something I listen to the podcast, so it's personal, like it's in my ears. I'm listening closely to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and so you feel these very close connections with friends on the computer who you may not even know.
I was gonna say some who
Yeah,
might not have any
yeah,
idea
yeah.
who you
Oh
are,
yeah,
but
no,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
interesting. And there are
it
certain like
is.
harms to that as well. Like there are plenty out there on the dangers of parasocial relationships too.
Right.
But that took us on a tangent that does not neatly pack up a beautiful package, but
Eh,
it never is.
you don't
It's
need it.
it's a grab bag. It's a lot of things because that's kind of the internet, place of connection,
Yeah.
isolation, or utter randomness. It's just like totally random, you know?
I was trying to think, are you doing like a Valley Girl
I
kind of
don't know.
thing or a 90s like
I've been sick for
totally
a week, Jordan. I'm
oh,
coming out of it, and
all you
once
need
again I
is
took us,
tea.
and my
Do,
tea is
do, do,
gone,
do.
so
Oh, all you need
I
is
guess I
tea.
need water
More
as
tea.
well, I think. Yeah, no. But any final thoughts? Anything
No,
else you would like to share today?
I just think this is proof that there can be good with the bad, even when the
Mm-hmm.
bad is really bad. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I wish the internet could become more like it was.
Yeah. Well, you know how people
I don't
like,
know, but yeah,
yeah.
I don't. Maybe I even want to retract that already.
Well, no, well, here's
That
my like
statement.
half-baked idea as well of like, how people are getting quote unquote dumb phones. Like we're going
Yeah,
back to
yeah. Go
having
back to
a
basic.
basic, but like what would the equivalent of that look like to still be online, but to not be inundated with all of it? Like it's impossible
Right.
unless, maybe this is the start of my gazillion-dollar idea. Cue
Well,
the dramatic music, but like someone created some sort of, I don't know.
well,
I'm
I
also retracting my idea because this sounds
we're already walking it back.
absolutely awful.
I'm looking up the podcast that I just listened to that was really good.
Oh, Millennial
And I
Mom Thoughts. I know, I heard they're amazing.
shout out Millennium Mom Thoughts. I made a playlist,
Yeah, you did.
which I've actually had some people tell me that it was really helpful.
Good. Yeah, I
Speaking
haven't
of,
gotten
when you
into it
talked
yet.
about getting overwhelmed by the
Yes.
WhatsApp thing,
Yes.
I've gotten overwhelmed by the number of podcasts that have
Yeah.
been helpful. I've listened to a ton, but
Mm-hmm.
especially on this, particular topic, smartphones,
Mm-hmm.
ed tech, all that stuff. Um, Left to Their Own Devices
Ooh, good
is the
title.
name of the show, and I
Good
think
job.
it's a brand new one if I remember, or at least this is a brand new series. Oh, it's from Toronto Star. That's who's doing it. But they, oh, there's been four, or is it three episodes? Three episodes so far.
Cool.
And there's one called Big Tech's Origin Story, and it talked
Mm.
about the beginning of Facebook, which of
Okay.
course I found interesting because I was not there
You were
literally,
there
but I
for
was
it.
there. I
Your
was there for
besties
the
with Mark.
beginning.
I know.
Oh, no, no, thank you. There for the beginning of Facebook. And Facebook used to be, I mean, he basically made it to be like a dating app, like
Yeah,
I want to see
that's
who's
right.
hot on campus. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. Like that's what it
Mm-hmm.
was. It was the Facebook. And because sororities and
Ah,
fraternities had these,
hey.
yeah, these books of faces of
Yeah.
all their members,
Yeah.
and there was no online, or at least accessible to the public or the school public, and he like would
Mm-hmm.
hack. Have you seen the
I actually
movie, The
haven't.
Social
I've never
Network?
been like, eh.
It's good.
Yeah.
Also, Justin Timberlake's in it, so of
That's
course I've watched
yes.
it.
Yes, yes, yes.
He's the Napster guy.
Okay, maybe I have. Maybe I
Sean
have.
Parker. Yeah.
Okay.
He,
Justin
yeah.
shares a birthday with your dad.
Yep, Justin Timberlake. Justin Randall Timberlake, who apparently has Lyme disease, as I've, yeah.
Really?
There was, I believe, talk of a reunion tour. I mean, Backstreet's
Mm-hmm.
out. Give the people what we want. If we want a
Mm-hmm.
tour, Backstreet's
Mm-hmm.
doing it. My friend Jamie went to their Vegas show
Oh,
at the Sphere
wow.
and said it was amazing.
Cool.
Apparently, you have to wear all white. Like that's a thing. So everybody has
Oh,
to wear white.
okay.
It's from the music
I
video.
was gonna say it's the
Yeah.
yeah.
Millennial,
It's just called Millennium.
Millennium.
Millennium Mom Thought.
What?
We just added.
Yeah. But I guess NSYNC was
I
talking
thought so,
about
yeah.
doing a tour. They reunited for the song and then they were out on the VMA stage. Of course, I
Mm-hmm.
watched it. Um, but because he was, I think, somewhat
Mm,
recently diagnosed, that kind of
gotcha.
changed things.
Hmm.
So
Did not
hope
know
he gets
that.
better selfishly so that
Yeah,
I can spend way too much money on a concert ticket to go scream my head off
absolutely.
to every word of every song because I know them
Well,
all.
yeah, I have no doubts. Um, I just remembered my final thought I wanted to make sure and get on the podcast
Yes,
tonight,
please.
which may be, quite a hot take. I know not a lot of
Oh,
people. are like even aware of this, or let alone agree with it, but Taylor
Okay.
Swift is so talented. She's such a
Oh,
good musician, Jordan. I listened to the new album and
I
I
haven't
I
listened to
really
it yet.
like it.
I'm not, are you a
Apparently the
diehard? You're
internet
not
doesn't
a,
like it, but I'm
oh, the
not, but
internet
more and
doesn't?
more lately I've been like,
Okay.
I think because I was like original, when she first started putting out music back in the day. I was
Country
a
singer
I was a
Taylor.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Which and I wasn't a country music person, but I liked her
Same.
music.
Yeah.
But then I really got off that boat, that wagon for a while. Um, but yeah, now lately I've been like, I don't know why, because she makes great music and it's
Yeah.
delightful.
I I am not a diehard
Yeah.
by any means, but I don't hate her either. I know several songs, all of the words, I
Mhm.
would say, but
Mhm.
I couldn't tell you what albums they're on.
Sing
Like,
them all right now. We definitely have
something
time
got
and
bad blood. There's something with mad love. I don't know. I do like several of her songs.
All
Oh,
right.
the
And
We Are Never Getting Back Together.
oh yeah.
Also go outside,
Go
touch grass.
outside.
It's gonna cool down, everyone.
Yes.
I looked at
Get
the app.
those sweaters ready.
Get it ready. Get your blankies.
Mhm.
And Helen, get
Yeah,
some more tea.
I will. I will. And
Warm up
I
with some
will
tea.
catch you. No, 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 no. I will. Podcast music is by
Oh
Brian
yeah, yep.
Spiegelmeyer. Social media by Jordan Spiegelmeyer. And audio editing by Helen Plevka-Jones.
Woo
Catch you on the
woo.
flippity flip.